This news story has captivated the world. The UnitedHealthCare CEO was murdered in New York City in broad daylight, right in Midtown, where we be at. Okay, I don't be at that hotel, but I'm down the street. Well, he was murdered. His name was Brian Thompson, and he was gunned down near the Hilton Hotel in Midtown. I've stayed at this hotel many times. Great room service, crazy getting to the rooms, nice little restaurant there. Well, anyway, he was killed right there in Midtown, New York City, and the suspect immediately fled the state. Now, he left walking away with a mask on and a backpack, and then hopped on a bike and then drove off towards Central Park. Now, NYPD officials launched a manhunt and released the chilling photos and a $10,000 reward. You may have seen this. Take a look. This is the suspect right here. And this is what they had put out first. Of course, by now you've seen him. We've seen the video. That top right box was the actual video of him walking up on him from behind, shooting him. The man didn't even know he was getting ready to die. Well, as the news went national, so did the alleged practices of UHC, United Healthcare Worker, and its CEO. Now, before his murder, Brian Thompson was under investigation by the Department of Justice for insider trading. And a little over a year ago, United Healthcare was also sued by the estates of two deceased UHC patients, alleging that the insurer used an AI program to deny and override doctor-approved claims for sick and elderly patients. Now, I will say as a full disclaimer, we have Healthcare Unlocked, and one of our, what do you call this? Providers. One of our providers is United Healthcare. And this is one of the providers that we use in order to help low-income families get access to quality care. And so this hit really close to us because we're, in that system. But we also know, going through our own experiences, that this industry is shady. I recently posted a video saying that I was going to sue one of our partners. And in case you were somewhere asleep or shopping or at the Centurion Lounge, take a look. Listen, I know that everybody says I've evolved and I've grown, and yes, I've done a lot of work. I'm sober, I'm in therapy, and I'm just not wanting to go viral all the time. But I also don't want people to think I'm soft. So if somebody screwed me out of $5.28 million, how should I handle that? Let me know. Asking for a friend. Well, we realize it's a little over $6 million, so let me just correct that. But either way, now we have to sue this company, and we haven't put their name out there yet or put out exactly what they did. But we know that shady stuff does exist in these health insurance companies, because this company was valued at $450 billion. This man was a CEO of a $450 billion company. My company is only valued at $50 million, moving towards a $65 million valuation. But I take security, and I'm telling you, the type of security I would have if my company's worth $450 billion, I'd have Secret Service men in black. They'd be waiting at every angle of every entrance to get you if you tried me. He was just walking down the street willy-nilly. That's a word that he used. Well, the lawsuit that I was telling you about for the elderly patients claimed that United Healthcare knew that the program was mass denying claims and did nothing to fix it. Now, United Healthcare has denied 1/3 of the claims filed, more than most insurers. And these reports only further the speculation that Brian Thompson's murder was personal. Now, I'll stop and say, when I saw this go down, a couple of things went through my mind. First, I thought, this world is really crazy. Like, somebody can walk up on you broad daylight in front of people in New York City. If you've never been in New York, there's people everywhere with a gun and a silencer, kill you and walk away. The other thing, I thought that if he was on Grindr, you would have probably hooked up with him and he would have killed you because that's your type. And I think it's also important to note, Rob has made the murderer his screensaver on his computer.
A shirtless photo.
Oh my God.
That I sent to him, by the way.
I already had it.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, like, when you look at this whole scenario playing out, was it chilling for you guys?
For sure. That's so scary. But I feel like at the same time, he's like the modern day, like, Robin Hood, because there is something I do feel like that needs to change with all insurances, healthcare, auto, building insurance, everything.
Yeah, it's scary. Like, I don't in any way, shape, or form. I'm not celebrating the death of anyone. Like, any innocent civilian should not be gunned down in the street. No matter, they should have their day in court. But yeah, I think this has been polarizing too, because he's an attractive guy. But it is the way this healthcare industry is run is terrible. People are constantly dying or in pain or don't get the access to the medical attention they actually need, but they're paying into an insurance plan, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, This looked very personal. Now, especially once the New York Police Department called the incident a premeditated, pre-planned, targeted attack, and that shell casings were found at the scene, they had the engraved words deny, depose, and defend. All of these words that are associated with people who are unfairly treated by their insurance companies. Then photos dropped of the suspect smiling. He was found at a Starbucks. Take a look. This was him smiling. I think it was the smile that captivated Rob. It's not funny, but it's, Remember, I'm from Stockton, California, which is home of Prison Bay or Jail Bay. You know Bay I'm talking about.
Oh,
Jeremy
yeah,
Meeks.
yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, take a look. This is Jeremy Meeks. He's
I
from
didn't know
Stockton,
he's from
California.
Stockton.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, get into it.
What a hometown hero.
This is having somewhat of a effect on people like Rob. Well, now the NYPD found a backpack in Central Park believed to belong to the suspect. However, forensics said it only contained a Tommy Hilfiger jacket and Monopoly money. Now, clearly he's using all these different, he's a smart kid. The guy has a bachelor's, a master's. I mean, he's well educated. I went to his Twitter. He's one of those valedictorian. He's one of those people that is hyper vigilant about what he believes and is very like one of those people that addresses conspiracy theories and all those type of things. When you looked at kind of this all unfolding and the Tommy Hilfiger jacket with the Monopoly money and all that, what do you think?
I feel like this feels out of a Batman movie, and he's a smart kid. He comes from a really great family, and I read his like almost 250-word manifesto. I don't know if we're gonna get to that, but that's really crazy because his mom like basically deteriorated, and he blames United Healthcare.
But talk about what was in the manifesto because I haven't seen it.
Basically his mom had like back problems. She spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars on a surgery that they said that they would cover. They ended up not covering it, and then they kept giving her stuff that actually made her worse and changing the deductible rates and all this stuff. And so he basically just said like, we have to he was the CEO, but I have to be my own CEO of my life. And he mentions like Martin Luther King and Gandhi, and was like, they said nonviolence is a thing, but like we can't continue, to like support this type of like capitalism and these type of companies. And so he basically stood on business and was like, I'm not apologizing for what I did.
And he's only 26 years old.
Yeah, he's young.
Now, what is this? He's supposed to be releasing a YouTube video?
Yes. Today or tomorrow. I don't know when it's dropping, but it was on his YouTube. There was a countdown clock, but I don't know if the police are trying to take that off. So stand by.
Well, listen, 2 days into the NYPD manhunt, the FBI joined in and offered $50,000. Now, let me just bring this to a head. He was found in the McDonald's hanging out. I guess there was an issue with his ID. Well, they found the alleged gun, gun with the silencer, the manifesto, the whatever, all the things. They found all of the things on him. What I was concerned about, they even found these fake IDs that he used to stay at the hostel that he was out. I never thought for a minute he would get away. There's too many cameras these days. It's just, there's too much, right? Why was he using an ID at McDonald's?
That's what I'm saying.
It feels like he wanted to get caught so
say.
that he can get the message out and so that people can continue having this conversation. It really does. Like, if he was smart enough to get away with a crime in New York and then he allowed himself to be put in a situation where he was found just sitting at McDonald's, it almost feels like he was trying to get
And so now this makes him a martyr.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now, he was caught in Pennsylvania at the McDonald's. Here's a photo of him eating right before his arrest. Craziness. Now, an employee and customer had tipped off the police who arrested the 26-year-old. His name, again, is Luigi Mangione. Now, police also recovered a semi-automatic pistol with what appeared to be a 3D printed loaded receiver with a metal slide and silencer, plus written admissions about the crime. Lewis also was charged with the murder of the UnitedHealthCare CEO Brian Thompson, and new mugshots have been released. Take a look at his mugshot. It's not going to rise to the level of Jail Bay. But again, he made it to Rob's screensaver. During his first hearing in Pennsylvania, he told a judge that he had no drug or mental illness issues, that he was also found with $8,000 US dollars in it and $2,000 in foreign currency, but said he didn't know where the money came from, that it might have been planted on him. And so now there's that conspiracy theory. Things got more interesting when the Mangione family released their statement shared by Luigi's reported cousin, Nino Mangione, who is also a Maryland state delegate. Take a look. Unfortunately, we cannot comment on news reports regarding Luigi Mangione. We only know what we have read in the media. Our family is shocked and devastated by Luigi's arrest. We offer our prayers to the family of Brian Thompson, and we ask people to pray for all involved. We are devastated by this news. I mean, this country is going to hell. You know, when you think about the prices of healthcare, when you think about the issues related to the immigration problems that we have, and the fact that we have just nonstop hatred online from our leaders every single day, that does create a culture where people go out and do these type of things. You know, you never really think about your safety when you're out there until you really pay attention to stuff like this. Do you think about your safety ever? Do you guys think
all
about
the
your-
time? All the time. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. Even I'll be sitting in church and I'm like, oh my God, someone can just come here. And like, I always am thinking like real dark stuff, which I need to stop because I don't want to manifest that. God
But I think it's important that we're constantly aware of our surroundings, because we do live in a time where people walk into schools or grocery stores or movie theaters and shoot them up because they have issues, you know? So it's like we do have to constantly be aware. So I do think about it constantly, and I'm aware of like what's going on around me. I pay attention to my surroundings.
But do you also pay attention to the fact that, you know, in terms of proximity, we're close and you are exposed?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember the days we could walk down Hollywood Boulevard and have a good time. Walking? Yeah, right. Because it can go down at any moment. Interestingly, like you, I was just thinking, you know, with city council, you go out to churches and you go out and you're in community dealing with stuff. You have to think about your safety, because now you're involved with people's safety and people's issues that they feel may or may not be changing, you know, and people can go rogue and do things. So safety is definitely a part of my daily thought. I mean, I send my prayers and condolences to the CEO's family who had to go through an unfortunate thing, and for it to be played over and over and over again on TV is also bad and sad to watch. But this is also a reminder to people out there taking advantage of people. I mean, people get to a breaking point, especially when they've lost everything or they've lost somebody close to them, where they feel hopeless and it's like, I have nothing to live for. This young man is 26 years old, educated, had a long life ahead of him, and now, you know, he's getting ready to go through a very public process.
Yeah, because if you think about it, it's like 2 lives lost. Both of them, like their lives are over. And I feel bad. I'm like, I hope something changes, because you think of like how many school shootings have there been, and there's still no like gun control or like any type of thing. So I'm like, how many CEOs are gonna have to die or whatever for like healthcare?
How many people make money off of pharma, and how many people make money off of guns? I mean, why do you think the United States has so much money? Is because we sell weapons all over the world. That don't even get me started with that conversation. Right. All right. Well, anyway, bye.